When families repeated aloud the promises their sons had written, about debts repaid, land secured, respect gained, they held on to dreams larger than the envelope that carried them. Those scattered hopes gave communities a shared vocabulary of expectation. Even when history failed them, the words survived as quiet blueprints for change. Reading those pages now, we see not manifestos, but the raw outlines of futures. Ordinary sentences about marriage feasts preserved, about fields awaiting a plough, about dignity asked for in cautious lines, all led toward the question, if our blood was demanded for empire, what justice is owed in peace? In that question lies the connection between private correspondence and the shape of a national awakening. Families remembered, a memory carried weight. Scholars who study these letters hear voices not trying to dominate history, but trying to secure modest survival. And yet, in those modest phrases lay the foundations for broader struggles. The shift from household hope to political demand was gradual, but it began there in the words written at dusk in trenches or tents, addressed not to empire, but to home. The story of these hopes does not close neatly. They remain both inspiration and lament, evidence of resilience and reminders of disappointment. To hear them today is to glimpse not only what men wished, but what their families built upon in decades after. They teach us that private letters were never private alone. They seeded the conversations that shaped public futures. When we gather these letters into narrative once more, they open a fuller picture of the global war. Not only battles and treaties, but the lives of men who imagined more than their service permitted. Their words across oceans fill gaps in official histories. Listen closely to them, and you will hear the foundations of change resting quietly under the noise of empire. And in that listening, we come to the threshold of memory itself, the place where words once filtered by censors, once smoothed onto fragile pages, remain to remind us how much of a world was built on sacrifice too easily set aside. These letters remind us of three things at once. The war was global in its reach and human in its texture. Censorship shaped but could not erase what soldiers tried to say. And the hopes folded inside small pages later fueled political change after 1918. Their sentences about food, prayer, and longing hold as much truth as official reports of battles.